The vote of Governor of Imo State Union, Western Cape, South Africa, elect today. From today, he's officially Governor of Imo State. From today. Inauguration. Governor elect.
What is the result?
From the power of INEC. I will go get a governor of Imo State. Because Imo State is the 76. If you remember, young Nigerians did say, I can you 100. But then what I see, they can't give me, but can we get more with this? And our governor project Paul to 76 votes.
Hello everyone, welcome to Gossip with CD. Fellow South Africans, what is the color of your problem? What's the color of your problem? I'm going through it and you guys are like, hey CD, we want to know what are your thoughts about this Imo State in the Western Cape and the elections and parliament of Nigeria in South Africa. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? And I'm like, when did this happen now? Hey, we're busy talking and talking. So, turns out there was an election somewhere in the Western Cape. And I saw somebody saying, no, this is not in South Africa. This is in Nigeria. I'm thinking, no, there is no hall in Nigeria that has a piano. Did you see the piano in the background? That is such a South African thing. And this hall they're at, you can see it's like some kind of a recreational center. If it's not a recreational center, which I think it's a recreational center, I don't think Nigeria has halls that look like that, let alone recreational centers. I'm just saying. All right. Do they even know what is recreational? Okay. Anyways, let's continue. This is what you call a silent coup d'etat. They noticed that in Pretoria, remember in Pretoria, they wanted Sunnyside to be changed into mini Lagos. Remember that? They even had a whole petition. They petitioned the government of South Africa for that part of the capital city. Imagine the level of disrespect, the gumption and the chutzpah and the audacity is mean to go into the heart of the nation, the head of the nation actually, and demand that the pituitary gland must be called a part of their nation where they come from. And you must know so, not forget, the majority of these men, because in that hall is full of men, they came to South Africa during the World Cup in 2010 and they never left. I want that to sink in, that most Nigerians that you see living in South Africa, they are illegally in South Africa. And they still have the audacity to demand to be part of South Africa because they've been here more than 10 years, they will say. So, okay, you've been in South Africa for more than 10 years. For you to be naturalized in South Africa, you ought to have been legally in South Africa for X number of years that will make you eligible for naturalization. But no. Bonabatin, yeah, we know we broke the law. How do you break the law and then come to the law and say legalize me? It doesn't work like that. You break the law, you must be punished for it. But no. It's not like that. And now they are all in the Western Cape, and they created the entire Western Cape into an emo state. And they elected a governor. This time we are dealing with that guy from Britain who wants to secession the Western Cape. And then we now having Nigerians who sooner or later are going to be demanding that the Western Cape be called Imo State. South Africans, we are a joke. Yes, we are a joke because they would not be doing this if we were not a joke. This is utter and total disrespect of our sovereignty, of our identity, of our country, and our culture. You can name it all, guys. They do not give a rat's toe. That is why they posted that video. And they posted that video because they want to, what's the word I'm looking for? They want to, not normalize. Like they want us to get used to it, that they are going to be our future leaders. And I keep telling you guys this. South Africa one day will find itself in the hands of foreign nationals sitting at the union buildings. And the majority of the members of parliament are going to be them. And let me tell you how it's going to happen. If you remember last year, and I do have videos on this platform, remember those Somali women that were marching in the Eastern Cape? And you know what they were crying for? Do you remember? Let me remind you. They were crying for representation. Now, you will not call for representation if you have not done your mathematics. Remember, their demands were they want to be employed in the Department of Home Affairs because South African Home Affairs employees can't speak English. That's the disrespect they throw at the Home Affairs employees in the Eastern Cape. Then the lady went further to say they also want representation in council, meaning they want to establish political parties that they will contest for wards in our local government, meaning they want to have councillors in council houses of South Africa. Now, you must remember, things start small. At first, they start as a joke, like this emo state Western Cape thing. People, some of them are laughing. It's serious. Those that understand how serious this is, they are angry. Angry. This is what sparks wars, where people walk in there and say, get out. For real, get out. Even when the Lord tries to come in, they say, get out. Type of situation. They are demanding. That's because they calculated, they know that, okay, we live, let's say, for example, the ward is Hillbrow. And now they know how many Somalis, before knowing Somalis, they know according to IEC, in order for you to win a seat in council, you need so many votes. In most cases, people don't necessarily go out in great numbers during local government elections as opposed to national elections. Now, let's say in Hillbrow, only 5,000 people turn out to vote, right? I'm just making an example. 5,000 turn out to vote. So according to the IEC history of voter number that goes to vote during local government elections is 5,000 without fail. So now they know as Somalis that there are 11,000 of them. Now there's 11,000 in Hillbrow, there's 11,000 in Berea, there's 11,000 in Yeovil. These awards, by the way, these awards. There's another 11,000 downtown Johannesburg. Now, how many seats are those that I've already counted? Because they're coming in 222. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 seats. Now, they have in the council house in the city of Johannesburg. It starts small. Now that they've realized, okay, that means we can actually contest for provincial elections, subsequently national elections. And guess who becomes the president of the Republic of South Africa when they've outnumbered us? Because South Africans have decided not to go to the polls because they're angry with our politicians and they see an opportunity. They see an opportunity to use their numbers to go to the polls and then bring us a president from Somalia. This is exactly what Nigerians are doing in the Western Cape. They are testing, with everything before they are implemented, you test it first. So that means Nigerians in the Western Cape have done their calculations, they've done their math, and then they realize, wait a minute. Let's start small. We're no longer going to call the Western Cape. It is now Imo State. And the premier, when they win elections in the Western Cape, because now they have numbers, guess what? They've married South Africans in the Western Cape, and they looked at the IEC history of voter attendance, and then they go like, oh no, we actually make more than they do. And then they demand to be part of the ballot. And that man that was elected the governor of Imo State in the Western Cape is the premier. And then next thing, what they're going to do, run for national elections. Silele like South Africa ngintshele. Sleeping. And we are losing our country while we're busy dancing away, drunk as hell, doing silly things, hurting children. Bona, they are busy building. Let that sink in, fellow South Africans. I am not here. You're the one who ending Shogolozil and say, hey, say something about this. Now I'm saying something. And you're not gonna like it. And you shouldn't like it. It should make you angry. It starts small. Do not, and I will remind you again, guys, some of these people, where they come from, they are former guerrillas, former soldiers, former child soldiers. They know how to wring your neck if it has to come to that push. They know. When you're busy going, next thing you are on the floor. Siyangcwaba next week. So do not underestimate these videos that you are seeing. They already started to implement. That is why they are busy dragging our children, because they are the ones who will resist this plan. So if you get them high, subsequently unalived by the white powder, it's better for them. It's better chances. And also, you must never forget, in order as well to increase your numbers, you must also plant seeds. And how do you plant these seeds? You go to the gullible South African women who are desperate. That is why Bangladeshis, they say, I will pay you 20 Rand a month, and then I'm sure they uslimawala in South Africa. Is Tupunga, is Grimsala in South Africa, sim shut for 20 Rand a month. I'm nigga 20 Rand one. You've seen the fake marriage program. I don't have to tell you. The amount of money that these men promise them, it's shocking. I would have understood if Batenege 30,000 Rand a month. Hi, the money doesn't even come close to 500 Rand or 1,000. Not even close. So those are the women they go for, and then they get legitimized as South African citizens because they married a South African. Whether he's been in South Africa since 2010 and his visitor visa expired, as long as he married a South African, Yena, he believes he's now legally a South African citizen. And Home Affairs is allowing this. Hi, people. Hi, bo. Ningashutan kuzang. So those are the ones that say, oh no, this is not Nigerian. There's no piano in a Nigerian hall. That is in the Western Cape. Right here. ekhaya. So either we accept this now, sivumeni bafethu ukuthi let's accept ukuthi in the near future we are losing our country. In fact, we've started to lose it. They're becoming brazen. Brazen. Do you think those Somalis are done? No, they're not done. Basa letter more. I mean, you see, every now and again we hear, oh, there were Ethiopians that were smuggled into South Africa, human trafficking. And then they escaped. I go to they escape. They were let gone. They were let gone into the country. Because the strategy is when you are caught by the police, you say, I'm the one of those people that were kidnapped from my country. And now because I can't go back to my country because of X, Y, and Z, can I get asylum? Of course, South Africa will sympathize and South Africa will give them asylum. They started that 5 years and next thing they say, okay, now I want citizenship. Do you see how their numbers grow? Do you see the strategy? Do you see the strategy? Those men that you saw in that video, they are not stupid. They are implementing their blueprint on how to take over South Africa. Well, we might as well start speaking Igbo. I don't know where is it, Yoruba, Igbo. Where is it? What Imo state? What is it in there? What language? What tribe are they? Igbo. We might as well start learning Igbo, guys. I don't even know how to greet in Igbo. Might as well start learning. Guys, there we are. Congratulations. Oh yeah, by the way, if you thought Chidinma Adetshina is the first and the only Nigerian that ran for Miss South Africa, you don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Goodbye, people.